This is Kessben 93.3 FM, a new wave of excellence in radio.
And then some of those who teach you if ye into the young bobo suka grand crow on the own. Rafi Emra Fee made a cost over to Black Stars and some copy parliament. Sika draw players on my Babontini, you don't dear Babontini and Dina. Yensa same from free he attention. You know, before say because matches no so no. Main interest back on Martin Samuel. Same be there too. As a bear to aka 2 weeks ago, 20th November, and yeah, a Qatar ne Ecuador, so Qatar Ecuador, yes, enable 2 weeks, still Europeans see almost against Qatar host nation. Mentias,
you see,
and the uncle Pim that day.
General Cadet read the imagine say you drew leveler,
yeah.
Ubekasi say no, Oka Hushin, all is set for the tournament.
Yeah.
Martin Samuel, a lead writer for Daily Mail, almost personal. Personally, he's one of my best writers. He writes very, very well. Now, Nasamno asa coincided with the radio too, Gary Neville on BBC.
Yes.
When he's low, a pushing in the turbine.
Katamani.
Also, top pundits and writers across Europe, Nititu, English if we. Omontia said da, say a Kobo World Cup, ewo Qatar. Adentia. Omon se munyina say, o man na a friend Qatar no. Football and kasa a friend football no. E jira say, e din kabo mu, peri yo, biakuye, empuntuo, ebuo, ebebre nipa. But almost success send a catamine, almost a year or moniamano. Any football, a trimupo, a boy bra. Ne senti won't tell say da. Saturday in the Honey Kobo World Cup. In fact, Qatar, a ultimate fancy, human rights records. Ano dinkakra. Nipe bia crofo jididi so mo any other. Martin Samuel go to the extent say Sasa na ye kobo ball so no ye kum nipa mpempem asie won wona mu so na ye kwa akosi akansie no na sasa me saba up because of FIFA and sama omde betu dwaze wona wo kobo football wo kata no omon concentrate on football matters no munyi omani free politics ni niema hodo a e ho nim that the teams that are coming should concentrate on football. And omunkobo mu football no Martin Samuel say ebeye dan na wo de maba be gina nkrofo amu so no aka chem say ma me hwe omamu no me fa mani nto ba bi foforo now even though FIFA statement in the poor human rights records of Qatar and all that sent here FIFA this statement be ba no e kire say FIFA gitum say o man no mu koso no o mo nsem fata o mo se kabi ma me nka bi enya adwuma e wo Qatar manim enhyeso ekoso. In fact, Utian writer, sometimes the words are so daring and so damning. But the bottom line is that as we speak now, it looks like it's too late for anybody to be talking about this. Mikai Samora, General Secretary for FIFA, Ninsemo Debatu say, Omoye from Sempo, gay for no.
LGBT.
Put the no more.
Was it who the anybody? Who can you from now?
No, I say LGBT.
Okay. No, me name so the
No.
Oh, say LGBT for no. And confirm LGBTQ plus. Ne de can. Oh, say and confirm problem pa no enye others no problem no ye the L and then the G. The lesbians and the gay. Lesbians representing a man money mother. Gay, a member money member. Oko America mem crowd omu use gay no for both a man and men. But the the problem is about these people. Omo asesa omo free ma be member man shada nyen crofo problems are. Omo mu ye queer, omo shada nyen crofo problems are. But the major concern is about the gay and then the lesbians. Omo etu omo fu se kata na omo ba no omo activities no omo kan hye na omumedi agro anyi omani ansa no mako na obi ye gay a sabio bema o timi ne oba da no okokata iso obenyi oba no ne ne beda gay for no susu bi so say so no susu me gay na se me ye bema na me ne bema na beda adan no mo mutimi ne oba da no mba om ne ombeda na me de me ba me ntimi ne bema na. That is the level we are seeing. But general, I think that England for Roma can be dear drew ni dear. Yeah, they are pimo. In fact, they went to the extent that you see a clean FIFA dream proyane ketasi share wo FIFA nunti pam womu ema edi Gianni Infantino ba ye no hwe nsesa ye sika adamu dear eno makwaji no mo de tournament no akokromo. Gary Neville problem and ra unya ye enso ni say ono nso so enei or say being sports or come commentators number commentating in the World Cup. Garnevel, just like Martin Samuel, was one of the guys omunso kasa bebre ditia katamaino any omu poor human rights records. Enti enei a waje pennies obekwa akoye adwuma de ama Qatar own media outfits. Being sports no. And I know bisa and say, oh, hene, what's a kata money or kata money? Nye bi na unso akwa akwaji. Uchi mu say, if Gary Neville aso ye shikakra, he tried say or kwa ko serve the masses, and he thinks say a big platform. Obey you see that platform now and make impact. Nankrofo enya the best out of it. General yempo kata omo organizing football no. E hono mo de ko. E hono footballers in the beko. The spectators will be there. And the Son of Man will also be there.
Wow. Yours truly. You will also be there. Okay, yantra sonfa emamo. Ade mununkum. Mami welcome back to Ghana. Owa hene ade mununkum. Central Nicaragua na or Angel FM. Those days. I could say Germany. Koko na abruti de okwa basa. One five year man, you want to pay you. We dear. Aye.
The visit to me banana and say, Chabu Bapo.
I said, Juma be our coy, Juma Dean, Juma Dean, to where they are affected. Okay. Why, Henny? I mean, Kumwa, when you do win. Upon what you say. All right.
You are too predictable.
Oh, Bassa, stop.
You are too predictable.
Stop that. Why in echo? You come you know bit my kind. Okay.
Roll is cheap.
Roll is 79.
Okay, roll is cheap.
79. Roll is cheap. Seriously, how dare they? How dare they? How dare they take this tournament to a repressive, autocratic state and then piously request the participants leave their politics and morality at home? How dare they hold a festival of football on the graves of dead migrant labor and ask those walking on the pitches to look the other way? Quote, unquote, Martin Samuel. Oh, we become one.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, he said,
oh, I need the money.
2018 World Cup. Countries are not more person most in England account. And far more money they call Eastern Europe, Russia. In 2022 World Cup, so what check countries now no more pena. The biggest amount was the United States of America. Yeah, and far more and yeah, the Qatar. And you know who you are Europeans needy. Besides that, it is about them. Omo and your omo, Jinra, will be at the end. San omo the omotie. Sir, and some more kind after Peter Tatchell means a Mickey Benya a picture and the Amaya. A human rights activist of Free Australia or T England. Only the coast stage 1 man demonstration, 1 man protest, you know, Papa on the TV sui. Or a human rights activist, or a Australian in or T England, or non Kuako Kata coast stage a 1 man demonstration, oh, and no more chain no detaining. To buy an ordinance and barbetuda. If you on England for na fire, sir. Just after this one, you know where England for no. Just after Peter Churchill, omu detaining no buy no. And at Dortmund, a match, was signal you do na. Almost the core stadium say, and someone as a Franco, chirimono. Same sexual sex activity no so almost play there. then people should boycott the World Cup. And also happen, I was saying, Iduna, and boycott the Qatar 2022 World Cup. We are saying, Iduna, all because of Insama Koto, Papa and image Eddie Carban. Just after that, and a Francis phoning in us there be World Cup will be a mubobiano. Omo yina Bontini streets, Emma will be a shebi. Inti Paris phone Eddie Carbe too, Jomo Mayo, and also there be a few way there, Omuni, Emobianche. Bordeaux phone so the Omo Bejim, Lille phone the Omo Bejim, Marseille phone the Omo Bejim. So you know, oh, can big cities of France, Omunina say, Omun show, Emma will be to say the previous years, Omo Yanono. For restaurant and pub there, Omu be show Amomo Moko Nashe. And some all these are coming from the European countries and the big guys, the superpowers among in terms of football and raise all these concerns. You know what we say? Some countries here can in our World Cup on Oma host to be and our host to be. World Cup on Oma benefit and our benefit here. And you don't need a magician to tell you. Say England 466 no is one of the most iconic World Cup I bet me account them. The France 98 are still fresh in our minds. So we had the celebration of Thor and the floor. A be seen there, Obia who's our celebration. No? The double suka dribbling. A see at that particular World Cup, you go suka on them. Germany for your fair share of it. So far as the 2006 World Cup and a concern. Spain for your year in 1982. And they were one of the nations and almost supposed to host the 2022 World Cup. In the same countries here, can win seminar or when your fair share so far as hosting your concern. Many of my agents in Ukraine, Yamiani. Social facilities, European countries, you idea. Now they compare to Qatar at the World Cup and Ecomomo. Now, my Gina Swaya Stadium, Ukraine, okay, Stadium, England, Yakasi, boarding, Italy, Yakasi, Spain, Yakasi, Germany, Yakasi, France. Omo was stadium, Genoa, cheating, no more enough facility to hold this particular tournament. But so Qatar, no one certain nations are no money the level of England, the level of Brazil, the level of Argentina, Germany, Italy, Spain. But after World Cup, no, how football or the World Cup improved the whole nation. Into for Mexico for no. Checking Mexico before hosting the 1970 World Cup. Not checking Mexico after hosting the 1970 World Cup and hosting the 1986 World Cup. Say Mexico, time no move hosts our World Cup you know any be seen there. Omo football na nyini and I say Konechi after hosting the World Cup. We are from Mexico too actually. Talk about the United States of America after hosting the World Cup in 1994. Check omo football from 1994 besine sa Konenim and I say Konechi as compared to time no move to World Cup no. Talk about Japan and talk about South Korea too. She said two countries, General Fashion almost say, Omo football no, after hosting the World Cup, akone nim and answer akone chi. You share the production line in Mexico, Japan, and South Korea, Ediama in the football game. We are talking about Son Heung-min, one of the world class players. You bet me abo. Keisuke Honda, Hidetoshi Nakata, you bet me abubodina. You talk about Chicharito, Rafael Marquez, and the lives. Omo nyina the star players we are brave. And the Kata nisro na facilities ni ho. But if nothing at all, after the World Cup, Kata phone be boost to say at least omonya 1 or 2, 3 venues should be a World Cup na bo mo munya ye. See South Africa after the World Cup, omo game nim ko na nim bebrebe. But if nothing at all, you can talk about the Nelson Mandela Bay, you can talk about the FMB Stadium. And the FMB Stadium is one of the most iconic stadiums. Besides that, if you are talking about one of the biggest stadiums in the game, you can talk about the FMB Stadium. In Genoa, football no, and yet the beer no more dicano, the beer because of the enam and Yamana more. Sometimes I will see a safety attention, a cobebia, many facilities, many players. But after the World Cup, no, almost bet me a take a game to a certain level. After the World Cup, no, almost a bit drive for push you to a certain state. To say the Mexico, to say the Japan, to say the South Korea, to say the South Africa, and there, you can win some. In Europeans and in Tiasia, and the Biana Bebo more. I thought there be a big give opportunity to other nations. No, almost what you benefited from the Coupe du Mondial. 92 years and FIFA Benya century, and you know, meaning say 200 years now. Obviously, a World Cup never be PM Europa moment me host too. Just 2 weeks to the World Cup, they can talk about their EPL. But you know, Obia believe we said the biggest stage of football se woni ball baby abekere ball no ene aseti in Qatar no omanya enough omo stage nsem omo kan nsem akere omo call to the level say Qatar for ne de betu dwa say enipa 37 pe na wu ye abra no mo build the stadium no but you team Martin Samuel I was nipa na more than thousands ene wu ye omo nsem omo ka gina ne say finally enipa ero mo Qatar no Qatar for ne twa sika dia mo omo so omo kan sempa no omo promote na echi no so far as the World Cup in your concern all because yam farmer US all because yam farmer England omo nyina akrali de no ase ka say the World Cup by England there are certain facilities they need to improve because minim hwe kra no minim say Old Trafford omo nya omo be ne foforo apart from Wembley apart from the new Tottenham Stadium most of their venues are old into omo so omo be here renovation and say na World Cup near their mom
and the way shows that the issue is about facilities and the ability to provide the facilities. I'm talking about complaints in the
oh, but Franco,
can say what go through all those things. Yes. But where you were ending in terms of facilities, I don't think that is the issue here.
Oh, me ending that
area say is heading towards.
Same opposite.
Yeah, me person me chira ne say, you know as me clear.
Facilities in here.
Facilities me can ba be say omo England for no kra no. See the more omo na, they will need a renovation from most of their stadia. And that is a fact. So Franco mo pese mo renovate Old Trafford.
You saying?
The make see and say World Cup no. Qatar for na dia mo.
Facilities na sem no. Say England cry the maamo and ka this omo ye adwuma facilities.
Me chere dem pese me chere an so omo nyema di be ho aida da.
Nti
no
nti omo ya say the Qatar.
No say me di ma chere mu aba be say omo omo ya. Ya fa
facilities an example now the buy.
Na me chere me chere aba be say Qatar for na dia mo no asisi new stadium omo susu nkasa. Ye the Qatar for na so more ye new environment for the World Cup omususun kasa because even the top European nations like England if the World Cup near their more na apart from their Wembley apart from the new Tottenham Stadium almost stadium na dada until they will need to renovate their stadium before World Cup yet me abo.
Okay NARO MCC
yeah no massem nyina ne say baby and the wie ne na me pesa me kire say enkrofo concerns Martin Samuel mo kasa no it's not about facilities. Omubetuma ya na omuntumi
human rights and some.
It's about human rights issues. You see, who enter into a urukade, the atrocities.
No, almost how many years?
Anything I'm person.
The man 4 years ago.
Crime rate to Qatar Brazil. Say Franco.
It's an person make a.
My 2 weeks to the tournament still.
Sir,
at the corner and
FIFA and some of the Bontino, and in reaction, and this idea we are. So we catch it him so omo concentrate ball na omunyo money free other issues no and also you want me to play football on the graves of people and asking me to look elsewhere not to look at the graves and Crawford I'm sure say the friend hyperbole no like they are over exaggerating so mo ball no war and Crawford women also but if indeed a chinye bi ani who say and Crawford, you come Crawford like those things. We are not the free one man. Still, I say, Shesa will be our call a nipa bako akupija. A yaku jina honum, a 1 man demonstration. Yachina kushim. Mejitum, see a kobo.
21st.
Mejitum crasses
16 days more.
Mejitum crasses, how
come Iran never more.
Mejitum says our concerns when
England, Iran, yeah.
And I can say, Mejitum says our concerns when you're late. But no cray woman say, as I say, and you to me so a bohoma and Crawford. Still, yes, our name, and they all countries are Omama crime woman stadium correbo. These things no must stop. There are certain things we can sharpen it. A very sensitive thing. Sometimes when we are enter into religion. And religion issues, you would have to be very careful talking about them because they're very, very sensitive. But what I'm saying is that say nipa wuwu ye pa de na ye si omu wa bra ya nkyere omu ekwemu fa so we compensation bi a ke bi omu busuafo bi hia omu ahwe no manya it must be spoken against.
Yebe wura kata hwa na awa Muhammad ya fam kakra baby you also person dey fa kata 2022 you see kata opo ye fa omo ho
the countdown na you
yes na yewura na fi yaba abehwe matches how dey because of Europe no ezumu kaka no say mo fie dey enchera mo TP
nipa also ntimi na Brazil for coach
Okay.
So also intimina. In
Who
just 3
plays
days.
with na.
Also intimina. So also drop be.
Selection.
Also intimina. And now he's the president in Brazil. Yes, he's not the president of Brazil. Until so drop the lesson on Monday, you know, he's the president in Brazil.
The Brazil, sir, who is head coach and who is so popular. Go for them football. But you know,
My insight in free England and na fi yanko kuma. Nyambo achira bridge this so Chelsea and Arsenal.
London derby.
Yes. 4:30.
Bridge
China no
Tottenham
Stadium almost only Liverpool. Din.
London birthday.
Aye. Your Juventus Inter Milan biso
The derby
and
d'Italia.
it's a big game. Yeah, matches. Yeah, for train.
You know, in the Premier League, obi the message by say Julian Lopetegui Baus. Unai Emery is coming to Aston Villa. Na say ena the Premier League in the year. It looks as if after Carlo Ancelotti and Jose Mourinho, all the big guys are joining the Premier League. Unai Emery won the first game against Manchester United, a very difficult one indeed because so after the last 3 games, Aston Villa aba Fulham momo 3 goals, Brentford momo 4 goals, Newcastle momo 4 goals. So out of the last 3 games, Oma conceded 11 goals. So your coach now about taking a team. Now they are about to share him for Manchester United. Not just over Jumaye. Aston Villa will team on more players. In terms of their material, they have a lot. But a coin and Aston Villa be first was show Obama and met me in na Laka. But you know, a Juma Ben and Unai Emery, fortunately for him, the 4-2-3-1 now. Now team my coach your friend Steven Gerrard de Bono. The same thing and on so now bo e wo Villarreal. So Danny Perejo, and then you're talking about Francis Coquelin. You are going to have the same thing from Margin to Douglas Lewis. Matthew Cash on the right. On the left side, you have Ashley Young, and then you have Kosa, and then Abrante Fentaro Mills in defense. Then the 3 players behind Danny Ings, you have Leon Bailey, Oli Watkins, and Emiliano Bundia behind Abrante and Danny Ings. The United team, you so rotate BR. But in recent times, Obia would say the coach has been consistent. The back line, a midfield of Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, and then Eriksen, so are consistent. Clearly, say Ronaldo bar. Gary Neville was some of Ronaldo bufu and so also game that with Ronaldo they struggle, and I think in the last 2 games so Ronaldo abono bi oche clearly who the difference between his absence and his presence compared to game against Tottenham Hotspur, Chelsea and other games now mono. Rashford is on form and I'm expecting him to start. Garnacho bebo and I saw best started from bench that because we game of ball against Real Sociedad and game of ball against FC Sherifa. Gradually he's knocking at the doors to be part of the starters because Abrantia Efeno Jadon Sancho form into a likely Abrantia to be Tibenya the first start in that particular game. No create woman says so change you coach ya. Na players now mo ebo man ni nyina new one obeba no omo try some bit me nya resource e dia no to redeem the image of the coach and redeem the image of the club. Honey baby Aston Villa City, but the form of United no put omo a better position to beat team my friend Aston Villa. Chelsea ball against Arsenal in the Premier League. Now who Chelsea more they born in recent times. Same thing applies to the league leaders Arsenal. So we share the 2 teams sir. I from the Chelsea team no say this season so far as big games near concern no results be no matimi anya. Nti obo show against Tottenham Hotspur omunya draw. Obo show against Manchester United omunya draw. Now the Chelsea team next in chain. Omo ya absent ni do obi anim so omo ya absent. And in the absence of Benchwell, Kokoyera is there on the right side. Aspili kweta ama Loftus-Cheek can operate from that side too. Obian said Thiago Silva, Khalid Koulibaly, and then Chaluba and Swa cementing a position from the right side. A midfield of Kovacic, Jorginho, and then Ubenyo Bise Mason Mount, Raheem Sterling, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in that order. So fast na team now. Almost so far as the big games they are concerned. Manchester United show by 3-1. Almost Liverpool. And a Genoa, almost share Tottenham Hotspur. So in the big games, Arsenal are winning 2, almost lose 1. Chelsea are yet to win so far as the big game near concern. So we share the 2 teams. The last time they met was a pre-season, and a coin team a fan Arsenal the Chelsea fast no and no fan same baby but amount for receive meanings to the performance of Chelsea in that particular game. And after the game Thomas Tuchel kasa baby. This is an informal Arsenal and Obi Ansu ni mo set up no Obi ani mo weakness. Their weakness has been their two centre back pair and no na akwa omo a Abrante Efeno Gabriel for me has been the weakest link. A leader all back who I expect so baby no game no we no mum na akwa so a basic error. I will expect to beat by no. For me he has been the weakest link at the centre back. What shall moment foot pair na party na jaka. Next year, Georgino Numati Kovacic will Jumaye. Want to stop Kovacic in terms of the attacking transition and the ball progressing in midfield. And only a Juma was said by Akoye. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang will just try to score, just to show something to coach Ayefeno. Mikel Arteta said, Oja no man ko and the ball on sign still I'll bet me about. Gabriel Jesus is not scoring after the 5 goals on Timin set, but ball ni bedin what dia. He always cater for any centre back in the Premier League. Gabriel Martinelli is still on form. Bukayo Saka say fit aba, and that is another difficult tie for team friend Chelsea. Odegaard and all those guys are still available. It's a game very very close. A game that Chelsea and Graham Potter would love to make sure so me I win it. But at the back nan saying see what Chelsea know say games now omo board omo consider. What them against Brighton, what them in the Champions League until continuously omo game na dinwa omo concede goals. It tells you the problem of their defense and how also coach in here Juma ho. Arsenal so was similar issues. Omo big games na America any na dinwa omo concede 2 against Tottenham Hotspur, omo concede 3 against Manchester United, and against Liverpool they conceded. It is a whole Arsenal so ni one team omo so game na omo bowling na omo concede. It just almost was certain weakness in their defense. Into their catcher one say 2 teams here omo bebo nyina jinwa. Omo nyina be concede goals because omo defense in your defense I betim do ho atoso. I realize say omo betim aye watertight and resolute omo concede goal. So it tells you one will concede, the other will concede. A game for Arsenal. I think Arsenal will continue their superiority, but Genoa Chelsea at home playing against Arsenal no. So omo betim aye bibia Genoa. I'm going for a draw for Chelsea, but if a win will come, I'm going for an Arsenal win. Tottenham must play against Liverpool. Another big game. I know so Ebaso.
Arsenal will beat Chelsea on the bridge.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, Tottenham must play against Liverpool. Liverpool so Russia almost on Yaman Koye and Famo almost very inconsistent. Oche omo against Leeds United. Oche omo against Nottingham Forest in the Premier League and Koye and Famo. Tottenham must be ready omo image and the kind of performance omo Kojan Marseille. And after games, Uncle Yam Farm Antonio Conte against Manchester United or tries to be the best of results. When Liverpool are on form, they even struggle against Tottenham Hotspur. Now last season, so cutting back Liverpool ye pa in Amfoda. Our momentum in league now. Then you are talking about a team Tottenham Hotspur. Almost so they will be missing Abrante Efeni on you mean, and that will be so key to Omu game no. Liverpool game no they now it is Salah and Darwin Nunes. Omu fullbacks na no mo ha microphone say omu jena no nyachibiu because coach is now finding a way to cater for them. Into omu ba anymore the kind of supply and the firepower omu de ba no omu ntimi from abiu. And so ohu Emerson Royal not in the best of shape. Ivan Perisic, this game is likely so be push down on Ababeshe so you made that bro. Now rest senyo afa the left side. Na Lucas Moura and Lucas Moura can cater for Andy Robertson. Ivan Perisic with defensive duties and excellent in one-on-one situation. On also betting a cater for Trent Alexander-Arnold, who for me has been the weakness in the Liverpool setup. Na game na ba midfield. Midfield don't necessarily I did Liverpool. So I'm going for their 4-4-2 and say I'm born there. That implies Conte will get the best in their midfield because Conte will be with 4 midfield. The defense, Clement Lenglet person assistant the game ni kakra. Eric Dyer is still available. Christian Romero is on form. Into Omoni Mranti Omwo Adwuma to stop Darwin Nunes, and then Abrante your friend Mo Salah. That is the kind of work you expect Conte men no. You know so Omo betimi aye. This is another difficult game, but you know me going for a 2-2 draw game. The new Tottenham Stadium. Now to the derby d'Italia. Manchester City against Fulham. Pep Guardiola catching the charges and they say Emrantie na omujina Abranti a friend Alexander Mitrovic echido no more money in corner, and Mitrovic is one player they know buy and need be in corner because of more for a big team, but he has been outstanding. Erling Haaland, but Alexander Mitrovic is one player why outstanding. He has experienced guy behind him, and those 3 players need players so you now go about big teams. Julian, Andres Pereira, and then Abranti FN Harry Reid on the other side. Honestly, a former Liverpool, these guys behind him. But Manchester City only have those players to cater for, and City can cater for that. Mitrovic area boss now hold any there on defense in the bebre. But I don't think it will be a difficult game for team FN Manchester City. Now the derby Italia. Juventus any Inter Milan ball another big game and Genoa eno ebetimi abaso eho Juve for no enkoye mfa mo in the Champions League. But so what and say games no more after losing 2-0 to Tima your friend AC Milan. O show mo against Torino. What show mo last game so mo at least omo try so obo betimi aye bibi just trying to pick up, and o show mo against Paris Saint-Germain and no bad the individual brilliance of Kylian Mbappe and the other guys. And as a yemum kakra, edima team your friend PSG. Juve were not bad on that occasion. And Inter Milan, after beating Barcelona, almost looking back. So what should the 2 teams now in the Italian Serie A log now? Inter the 6th and the Juve the 8th. It's just surprising to see Lazio, Atalanta, other teams ahead of AS Roma, ahead of Juve and Inter Milan, because materials you who expect to say Genoa omuna nkebetimi aye bibi no ma compete with Napoli, because say baby Napoli and the oma team na be breast obetimi dia cho. Coach Efeni Simeone Inzaghi get things right, and as I said omonso be message the Stefan de Vrij, but the former Lazio Francisco Acerbi will be available. Di Marco pick up so well, and onu na pejo omu game ni na after Ivan Perisic ko and then Milan Skriniar is available into Arkadiusz Milik, and then Abranti Efeno, Dusan Vlahovic, omumi these 3 and a bit me a cater for that Juve attack. So Federico Chiesa started there and Inter Milan were Jumaye, but I don't think so coach never started because the last game no buy no in the game our bar after a long layoff. I continue or they pick a kakra, so bit me now or they know they are by to be introducing a kakra. Rabiot is there, Lucatoli is there, and almost here's a midfield. No midfield, a very good midfield with Juan Cordado supporting the midfield. Alessandro Abba, almost Bremer will be back to pair Leonardo Bonucci, and Danilo will be on the right. Until gradually Juve no players in our back, with the exception of Di Maria, Leandro Paredes, and Abranti Efene, Paul Abili Poba. Inter the only team now, they only miss Massimo Brozovic, and so watch Massimo Brozovic prior now. Abranti Efene Herc Mkhitaryan obeshe hono was ye Jumane perfect. Amoma Messino and Lucola Berera is just on form. Hakan Chakanoglu is another player who is on form. Edin Dzeko last 8 games against Juve was Kope. Lautaro Martinez in big games you cannot count on him. But you know, we a game and maybe friend a match of equals. So we check last season results and the last 2 season results are games na kwa match of equals. Games na kwa games are other 1-1, other 2-1, other 1-0. Into a game I didn't know I made no sit on. For a draw in this particular fixture.
Well,